Women's Basketball Weekly Update, talking with Erin Johnston. Summit League season opened on Sunday. A nice win on the road at Omaha. Just to get into conference play, just always a fun time of year.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting. You know, everybody's fighting for the same thing, and it's a long season. I think you play half of it before you get into your conference season. It's kind of unusual, so when it gets here, people are excited about it. It's obviously a goal to compete for a Summit League Conference Championship, and I think our team has always been in the hunt, and it comes down to whether or not we can play well enough to do it. I thought our November and December were really productive for our team. I think we learned a lot about ourselves. We had to overcome a lot of different things that have gone on. Players have had to stretch themselves and play a lot of different roles. We've seen different people step up. We've developed some I think, cohesiveness for what we're trying to get done on the floor. So it was a really good time to be moving to that next chapter, which is Summit League play.
With the injuries, with the illness that besieged this team here going into that game against Omaha, how have you felt this group of individuals you have has really adapted? Because like you said, they've had to adjust on the fly.
Well, every day is a new day. You know, every day is a new day with this group. You just, unfortunately for them, they've had to go through too much, quite honestly. Going into the Omaha game, we had half of our team diagnosed with influenza B. We had some of our staff members that were dealing with that too. So we didn't have a full group that went to Omaha. We have people recovering from injuries. I had a couple new ones pop up, unfortunately, here in the last couple of days. So it's been a tough year, and it's a lot to ask any team to go through, losing key players. Maya's out and will continue to be for a while. Callie Tyson is out for the rest of the year. Tegan missed a handful of games. Peyton missed games. Tori's missed games. Sydney Stapleton missed a game. That's tough because it's not only those individual players, but you're moving people around constantly. And so this team has been really resilient. They've been really positive about it, open-minded to being asked, hey, we need you to do this differently, even though that's not your role or your position. We need you to put you there, and you got to figure out how to make it happen. Lineups have changed dramatically, so it's been one of those years. But all in all, the team's handled it well. And you know, I certainly don't mind talking about it because that's part of what we're going through. But we've reminded the team not to dwell in it, not to live in it. The more you think about something, the more that shapes your mind. And what we have to think about is the great opportunity of conference play that we have in front of us to really get on a streak here and figure out how to play well.
First half at Omaha, what a great performance that was. It was a tight game for about 6 minutes, and then you dominate the final 14 minutes of the opening half.
Yeah, played well. They made some shots. Omaha did early, some threes to make it a really good game. But then Peyton and Riley played so well in that first half. They made a lot of shots for us. I thought teammates found them, but they still made a lot of shots. You know, Riley had one of those players that had been sick, so she didn't have much, you know, going into that game, but she really gave us a good spark, and we needed that. Had that been a back and forth game all the way through, that would have been tough for us because we ran out of gas, I thought, at the end. But that first half was exceptional, and those two were a big part of it. Tylee did a good job coming off the bench for us in that game. Really a good defensive spark. Megan Boltzmann had a nice game. Jordan Farron played good minutes. And so we had a good group effort down there, but the start was a big part of it.
All right, so you open up Summit League play with a nice win on the road. Now you come back home to Frost Arena, and we have talked about this so often, but it's always fun to keep hitting the point how wonderful this place has been for your program and how difficult it is for opposing teams to come in and play.
Yeah, you know, our home court winning percentage over the years has been great. We had a couple of tough ones before Christmas, you know, and hopefully our team is hungry to try and defend that home court, play well for our great fans. Even in Omaha, for the women's game, we had as many people down there for that women's game as they did for their side of it. So whether we're here or on the road, we've got great people, and I think our fans look forward to this conference race. Familiar teams, some rivalries, some history. They can recognize coaches. They can recognize good players who have been on those teams for a couple of years, and they get a little bit more amped up for these games too. So we want to take advantage of it. But you know, I always think the crowd is a reflection of how we play. You know, they do a great job of willing us forward, but we got to go out there and play well to give them something to get excited about. And when we do, they're as good as any. So this is a good stretch for us, and we want to make sure we take advantage of it.
The two games this week, you'll play Oral Roberts Thursday night, and they are a team that, like you said, you know what you're getting. They're well coached, and they've been that team that has kind of just been on the edge of getting into that top tier that you've been in, and they'll be hungry on Thursday.
Yeah, they will. You know, they have one of the better offensive players in the league on their team. She's really aggressive. She makes threes, gets to the free throw line. She can post up. Inside, they probably have the size and strength to match up with us very well. They have a couple of different centers they can use against, Peyton, for instance. That's where a lot of our offense is coming, so we're going to have to be creative in how we use that area of the floor, I think. They always defend us very well, very physical on the perimeter, and take away some of the things that we do well. So I think they're a tough team for us to play against. We're going to have a good plan going into it.
And then on Saturday, Western Illinois, and you know what J.D. Gravino's squad, they're going to get up and down. They're going to try to force you into some things, and they've never met a shot they don't like.
Yeah, they can get going from the three-point line, and I still think their strength too is that balance. I think when they get to the rim and get to the free throw line and they're making threes, they're really hard to beat. So you really have to decide what you're going to try and take away and try and focus on. But when they shoot the ball well, they're a tough team to play against. And defensively, they've mixed things up a little bit more this year and tried to keep teams off balance. So we'll have to have a good plan there. But two very different styles, two different paces of play, two different styles we'll have to go against offensively and defensively. So both important games for us. We're looking forward to it, and we'll see who's healthy enough to be out there on Thursday night.